Aloha everyone, welcome back. My name is Ayana Whitesides. I'm here at Army Community Service, Schofield Barracks. We'd like to talk to you for the second section about introducing about credit and debt. Credit is your ability to pay money, your ability to borrow money. Debt is money you have borrowed with credit, okay? When you have that, you have principal. The principal is the loan amount that you borrow, and then the interest is fees you pay for borrowing the money, okay? So when do we need to use credit? We may need to use it to get an asset. An asset is something like a house that has value, that increases in value, normally, usually. Or education. You want to get it for school. You're going back to school, maybe for a loved one, a relative, or child. You may need it for an emergency. Did you see this lady her car broke down? You may need it for repairs and things like that. So it's important that we use credit wisely. Who can look at your credit? Your creditor, of course. I was a creditor. I look at your credit to make sure the credit worthiness, to make sure you could pay this loan back. Employers, I'm unable to work here if my credit wasn't great. So we want to make sure, employers want to make sure that they can trust you when it comes to your credit. Government agencies, I'm sure a lot of you received the government travel card and things like that, so you want to make sure that you keep up with that. Insurance companies don't penalize people who have great insurance against someone who doesn't. Consider them a little bit higher risk. Landlords, I'm a landlord myself, so I want to make sure that my clients are paying their bills on time to make sure they're going to pay me. So you want to make sure that you know who are those creditors. Types of credit. You have installment loans as well as revolving. Installment loans are those payments that don't change. For example, a car payment, a mortgage, a student loan. Those are installments. Car loans as well as mortgages are secured loans. They're secured for the collateral such as the car and a mortgage. The revolving is something like a credit card. Those payments usually change. A $500 payment is going to be less than a $5,000 payment. So it goes up and down depending on the balance. Signs of credit trouble. Have you ever been like this before? Just super stressed about debt. What could those things be? Too many credit cards. Maybe you have a Macy's, a Star card, a major credit card, a Discover, things like that. All those things and all those creditors that you're having to pay each month could very well stress you out. Paying just the minimum. Paying just the minimum could actually hurt you. I'm going to show you on another slide. No job. How could you pay your creditors when you don't have employment? Or receiving phone calls from collection agencies. That could put a lot of stress on someone. So to eliminate that stress is to make sure you're contacting your creditor to inform them of your financial situation. So here's an example of conquering debt. So debt prevents us from building wealth. So true. So look at this example. If you had a credit card with a $3,000 balance, 18% interest rate, making the minimum payment, guess what? You would pay $4,700 in interest alone. It would take you approximately 12 years and 5 months to pay that off. That is so true. Just mind-blowing. Years ago, a bill was passed for all creditors to inform consumers that how long it would take to pay off the credit card, okay? You had the right to know. Look at your credit card statement. Guarantee you it would show how long it would take to pay off the creditor. It was a bill that was passed to ensure that. Okay, so make sure you look at that. You don't want to have to pay on something this long. All of that money should be going towards your savings. Okay, Why check your credit report? Why? Because it stops identity theft, okay? You want to correct the information on your credit report. Maybe you are a junior, you were named after your dad, and some of your father's information rolled over into yours. Just be sure you correct your information if you know that it's incorrect. Know exactly what's on your credit file. Never pay to get your credit fixed. I see this a lot, so I recommend that you don't have to pay anyone. ACS financial counselors are here for you. It's our job to make sure we pull your credit and we look over it to see what are those things that's in your credit report that maybe is a mistake, or we want to make sure that it's being paid on time. We look over your security clearances and things like that. So we want to make sure that you don't have to fix anyone. Let me give you an example. Say I am Miss Whiteside's credit management credit agency, and I inform you, Mr. Smith, yes, my fee is $75 a month, and I am going to guarantee you that I'm going to fix your credit. So 3 months have gone past, and you've given me $75 each month, and you've given me a call to say, hey, just checking up to see how my credit is going. Is it fixed? Is it done? Is it off my credit report? And I can say, oh yeah, I'm still working on that. Actually, I'm just getting your money. So what you want to do is go to your credit, utilize us. Let us look over your credit report and see what's exactly on your credit report, okay? Deployment, you maybe have to deploy. You want to make sure you get your credit checked, okay? Family member could be, or a friend could be, is usually one of the number one reasons why from identity theft. So just be careful with that. Credit and deployment, make sure that you get your affairs in order before you get ready to deploy. For example, you want to have your bill set up automatic to have that stress relieved from you of knowing that your creditors are paid on time. Look into the Soldier Civil Relief Act. That is a great program for if you came into the military and before you came into the military and you had debt, your interest rate is decreased, and some have even gotten money back because it's taken so long to get the information processed. So utilize those tools. Also, when you're thinking about purchasing a car, think about how you can do the research. Kelley Blue Book, the Consumer Reports, a free Carfax. A Carfax is a free service that we offer here at ACS as well, to give you the opportunity to look over that car, to make sure it's not salvage title or anything like that. And remember, we live here in Hawaii, so once you sign that contract, there's no 3-day cancellation. So have one of us to look over the contract before you sign. How can you pull your credit? From this website here, annualcreditreport.com. A bill was passed many years ago for all consumers to get a free copy of their credit report from all 3 credit agencies. We recommend that you get a credit report from one each quarter, okay? So say for instance today you want to pull your credit. You can pull TransUnion. The next 4 months, pull Experian, and then the next 4 months, pull Equifax. That way throughout the year you can find out what's on your credit report, making sure everything is accurate, making sure it's not fraud or anyone trying to put anything in your name. Okay? Again, that website is annualcreditreport.com. The credit components. Identifying information, which is your name, your social, things like that. Payment history. Do you have any 30, 60, 90 days late on your credit report? Do you have collections or charge-offs on your credit report? And then inquiries. There's hard inquiries and then there's soft inquiries. Hard inquiries are when a creditor actually pulls your credit. A soft inquiry is if you're pulling your credit on your own or your bank due to just trying to find your score and things like that. Soft inquiries don't affect your credit report. Hard inquiries affect your credit report if you continuously go into various creditors are applying for credit cards continuously. Inquiries stay on your credit report for 2 years, as well as public record. Public record information is things like liens, judgments, bankruptcies, or foreclosures. Bankruptcies stay on your credit report for 10 years, okay? So 2 types of bankruptcies is Chapter 7, Chapter 13, and usually Chapter 11 are for companies. Again, if you have errors, you feel you have errors on your credit report, you can always go to Consumer Affairs to do a dispute, as well as making sure you pull your credit. So this is what factors in your credit score. Payment history, okay? 35%, that's a large percentage of the component for how you're paying your payments, okay? Are you paying them on time? Okay, 35%. As a former lender, this is something we definitely look at. If you're coming to apply for a car or a mortgage or a loan, any type of loan, we want to see the payment history of how you paid your previous creditors. If you don't have any credit and you want to establish credit, I recommend secured credit card. It's a great way to start credit. How much you owe is 30%. So, say for instance, I have a credit card and it's $2,000 limit, but I have a balance of $1,800. Guess what? I'm over that 30%, so it's going to decrease my credit score. So, and be sure that you're at least below the 30%. Length of credit history is 15%. How long have you had credit? Okay, 2 years or more is great. You have a great credit score as long as you're paying it on time. Okay, types of credit, 10%. That is like a mortgage, a credit card, a retail store, something like that. Different types of credit. And then new credit. How soon have you opened new credit? If you open credit every 2 months or every 3 months, of course it's going to decrease your credit score because you're seeking out too much credit. Your credit score ranges from 300 to 850. And actually, I have seen 850. Excellent credit score is 700 plus. Good credit score is 600 to 699. Fair, 500 to 599. And poor is 499 and below. So I highly recommend, if you're in this category here, definitely schedule an appointment in the future once we're able to see you guys, so we can look at your credit to show you how to build your credit back up or how to start credit. Now, the consequences of not having good credit: negative evaluation while you're in the military, loss of promotion, reduction of rank, loss of overseas transfer, loss of security clearances, punishment, administrative discharge. Definitely security clearances. If you feel that you want to have your credit reviewed before your security clearance comes up, be sure to go to annualcreditreport.com to review your credit to make sure all is updated and your creditors are paying on time. Okay? This is just an example of when you pull your credit, what you're going to see. You're going to see the name, the account number, the address of the creditor, the balance, the credit limit, if it's past due, if it's individual, and if it was joint, it would say joint here, the date it opened, and what type of account this is. Revolving, so you know that means a credit card. It will also tell me how many times you're 30, 60, or 90 days late, as well as the months that you were late in. Okay? One method that I love to show my service members is going to powerpay.org. It's a great way where you can do those snowball debt. Snowball debt is a way that you can pay things down. Instead of doing a consolidation loan, you just paying those things off one at a time. There's 2 methods. You can pay it by the highest interest rate first or by the smallest balance. And this is a great website. You can go on and put all your debts in there. For example, this is how it works here. If, say, for instance, these are the monthly payments you're doing. So say if this is your Macy's. You're done paying your Macy's, now you're going to make that $50 payment over to your, let's say, Target card. Now the Target card is this payment, and it just snowballs and snowballs until everything is paid off, okay? Identity theft is very important when it comes to credit. Be sure that you are shredding your information, destroying it. If you're using your card, remember, if you go into a restaurant, you're giving the hostess your entire card. So you want to be sure that you're tracking your expenses again. Identity theft is used to gain access to your credit and to commit fraud. So put an initial fraud alert on your credit report. If you feel that you've been targeted for that, it stays on for 90 days. If you do an extended fraud alert, it stays on your credit report for 7 years, and usually you have to have a police report for this. Okay? So also you can opt out of pre-screening. So if you don't want credit card offers, magazine offers, you can go to this website and opt out of that. Okay? And again, steps to success. One is to develop a spending plan, your budget, utilizing those resources from our previous session. Save at least $1,000 in your emergency savings. Okay? Number 2, power pay those toxic debts. Remember that website, powerpay.org. Log on, put in your debts, and show you how to pay those things off fast. Eliminating debt and building wealth. Number 3, start investing to your future. It's definitely time to start investing in you. Hopefully everyone have your TSP, you're contributing into your TSP, as well as diversifying funds. Step 4, increase and max out retirement contributions if you can. That is a great way in order for you, remember, you have your goals, you have your savings goals, and you have your investment goals. So be sure that you're contributing to your investment. Savings goals could be a car fund, a house fund, or kids' college, or anything like that, okay? Financial readiness program, these are some of the additional things that we offer. Saving and spending plans, saving and investing, home buying class, car buying, free Carfax services, free credit score as well, Army Emergency Relief, and ACS classes. Once we back up and running, we will offer these classes as well as our face-to-face appointments. Here are some resources that you can utilize. The Military One source is always a great place where you can go, as well as they have counselors there too, for taxes, accounting information as well. The Federal Trade Commission, you want to do a complaint or just to get some tools from there. They have great financial educational information. FreeAnnualCreditReport.com. Don't forget, utilize this tool. Great way to pull your credit. It's free. You don't have to worry about paying anything. And then PowerPay, again, is a great website to debt snowball those items. And other resources here. Credit protection laws here. Your Equal Credit Opportunity Act, Truth in Lending Act. Some great ways that you can learn about what rights do you have. And some other helpful tools, we have our phone number, again, Military One source. Jack can give you some information too, and the Federal Trade Commission. Thank you all for your service and what you do for our country, and hopefully we'll be back to work and see you soon.